guys, and welcome to a new video I am going to be uploading to my channel. I am going to tell you guys my dream that I had. I know this is quite boring if you don't like listening to people having stories about their dream, but I kind of find it quite comforting to me, and I hope you guys do too. As my dream, I feel very lucky that I can dream, and I feel very bad that some people just have black screens when they dream and they just wake up the next day. The start of my dream was with my family. We went to get food. We were eating it in this like weird park kind of thing. You know those parks that aren't really parks, they're just there for facts. It would be all the same kind of thing with like a little thing on the inside that was an artifact on a post with the facts written down on behind it, and so there was one here, one here, one here, and on this side, so it would be facing that way, facing that way, facing that way, facing that way. So there was a fact about there was a pickle jar with pickles in it. It was like facts about pickles in a pickle jar kind of thing. Anyway, that's what we did while we were waiting for our food, and once it did arrive, we went to eat it, and we were eating the food. It was really good. I don't know what it was, honestly, but as we were eating our food, we could hear like howls and growling and creepy things that would make you want to leave. And there were two ladies sitting next to each other, both with a cloak on, and their cloak covered their face, so you couldn't see their face. So I was like, oh, just some ladies sitting outside looking out. How were these things not scared? And I was too scared to look at them for a long time. I didn't want them to stare at me. I knew something was off about them, but I didn't want to say anything. I just let them be. After that, we also there was rustling, but there was like no bushes. It felt like it was so close, but it was so dark. It was like pitch black, probably midnight at the time. And it was a city. It was like one of those New York and those packed, crowded cities, and I was like, how the heck could there be animals out here in this night? So I thought that was also off. It teleported to a new place. It was, sorry, keys. It turned into a full restaurant. We had food and stuff like that. We were sitting down at the table, right? And this was also not really part of my dream. In real life, I bought a wig, and so I've been waiting for it. So I guess my brain was like, you're excited. How about we shove this man who was brown hair, curly. I think he had blue eyes, and he had the full face of beard kind of thing, but it was, I don't know, about down there, kinda, I think. And he was wearing this, like, green, like, long sleeve shirt, V-neck, and it showed, like, a white t-shirt under, and then he wore some khaki pants, like, long pants. And I was like, oh, cool, cool. And he comes over with the wig, and it was so silky and smooth, and he was showcasing it by pulling the hair and making it like brush back and silky and smooth. And he's also like, you can also have this headstand, and then her name's Amanda, and she'll hold you. So you just snap the wig on, you put like a glass dome over it, and like Beauty and the Beast kind of rose stuck in a glass dome kind of thing. You know? So I bought the head thing that came with the wig and stuff like that so he would be happy. I thought he had a crush on me. I don't even know how old I was in this dream, but something like that. Oh yeah, he looks like the teacher from Camp Rock. No wait, not that one. I don't know, it was a class of rock or something like that. You know that guy? Yeah, the teacher of that was who I was like, oh my gosh, that's the guy. But he was wearing a curly, short-haired wig, and he looked totally different in my dream. He had a lighter brown hair than I was used to. And I was like, okay, that must be who he was because that's what he looked like to me. So then my parents take me away to this. They took me away before I could do anything, and the guy just disappeared. I thanked him for it. And then we were back on the road, like a weird road trip. But then we were stopped at a park. This one was different. It had a playground on it for like 2 to 4 people, and there were only a few kids, some that are like 8 to 10, and some two that were 2 to 4 years old. It was a playground meant for like little kids. So, I played there. I went through in and out every single space except for this little igloo looking dome with smoke coming out of it. The reason why is because it was called the Vape Dome. This is what happens to you if you go in here. This is what happens to you if you vape or something like that. So you would, I presume you would go in and try to hold your breath for as long as you can because the air was full of nicotine and stuff like that. So you didn't want to go in there and die. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Anyway, there was one kid in particular that I can remember. The kid that I know in particular was like spiky brown hair, same brown as the guy who gave me the wigs. So spiky brown hair, like gelled spiked, little spikes all over. And then wore a blue long sleeve shirt, V-neck too. And he also wore some jeans, and he had blue eyes as well. And so he looked exactly like that guy's son, which I'm just now realizing, and he was like one of the 10-year-olds. I think I had a crush on him, or he had a crush on me, or I'm pretty sure it was me having a crush on him, and then I was like, oh, I want to date that man, but first, I was with my sister, and she was like, yeah, I'm not going in that vape dome. So I was like, I'll be brave enough, fudge you, I'm gonna go in that dome and do stuff. I was thinking it wasn't that small since it looked like just a normal igloo dome that you walk in, stay there for a bit, walk right out. I was like, man, I could go in there, come back out, no biggie. So I got on my hand. For some reason, my choice of going in was going on my hands and knees and going in the butt first. So put my butt to the door, crawled in, and all I could see was my sister staring down at me like, seriously. Like getting in there, and it's kind of different. I was holding my breath the whole time, and it was like I was underwater for as long as I can. As I was going in, it was like those games where you have the fog, but you can still see things when you come close to it, or it shows an outline of it. That's what it looked like. So I could see bleachers. Why was there so many bleachers down here? And I was all like, I don't know. I kept going, but then I was losing, I couldn't hold my breath for so much longer. So I had to breathe, and I did, and it didn't go as well as I planned. I saw this little tube slide. I had no idea what happened, like where I was, what was happening. And I was like, oh my gosh, maybe it's a slide out of the dome. Like this is the back of the dome and we're gonna slide out of it. So that's what I do. I go down. I see over here there's like another stair, like walk up a stair and then slide down a slide over there. But this area was creepy. It had one of those like lights hanging from who knows where, and it's just dangling at the top, swaying. And you know those ones with the click and then click? That's what it was. That's what it was looking like now. So I go head first down that slide, and all of a sudden, I make it somewhere else. Somewhere I know is not right. So I go in and I'm stuck in this thing like an alien when you first meet them. They're in these like little pods. That's what I was in. I was stuck like with my arms at my sides, going from here, and I was like, damn, I'm stuck here. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I'm stuck in my own little pod. All of a sudden, a screen pops up, and it's like out of nowhere. It's like one of these futuristic kind of things. Screen pops up, looking at it. It's all like, hello, blah blah blah. Your name is this, probably. I don't know what it was. I am so sorry to inform you, but your family has been killed. Your phone has been killed. We do not we restrict phones and stuff. And I was like, what am I gonna do? What am I doing here? Anyway, and then I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And I was stuck in that pod kind of thing. And I was like, I gotta go. And then by the time it was an elevator, so we get to the bottom, I get released, I walk out of there, and I'm like, meh, don't even have to go. Maybe that was just something I was trying to get out of. I don't know. So this one place was like my family forgot me or they killed them. This is a place they forged for a refuge or seeking higher ranks than it shut off. So yeah, the screen shut off. I was at the end of the elevator and I left. I saw huge. This place was massive. It was a basement level mall. It was like as big as a mall, and it literally was themed like a mall. So yeah. Anyway, first off the bat, I see this window. It's like one of those slanted windows. So it's like this. And you got seats over here. You go down 2 steps. You got your seats where you can watch what was in the window or like what was there, and it kind of freaked me out. I go and I look through this window. Hold on. Alright. So I went over to the window, that huge window I was talking about. Oh my gosh. It was like a huge basketball room, and it was like, okay, they're watching people do basketball. But no, these people were standing in place. And then I looked over and I saw a staircase. I went down to the basketball thing and I got instantly hit and it shot my screen like I'm in a game, and it pointed me towards the teacher, and she's like those NPCs where they're stuck in the place and they just slide over. She's like, here you go. You need to wear this. You need to wear this. And I remember her gym uniform was all black with like little gray sparkly tinsel kind of shoved into it, and it was zipped up, and she had matching pants with it, and then I don't know if she was wearing shoes. She had black hair, and I don't remember her face because I guess she wasn't important. I don't remember the basketball player's face because they were not important people. That I guess I have dreams about people who are technically important and I don't even know it. Anyway, I was forced into it, so I was wearing it now, and I went to the locker room with some hot women. I don't even know what these women looked like. Most of them were blonde, brunette, and black haired girls, but I don't know much about them. Um, no, here's the thing. I'm going to draw right here will be a freaking picture of the basic layout of this locker room. It was totally weird. So it was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? I'm in a girls' locker room and I'm not even supposed to be here. That's what I thought. I'm pretty sure I was a guy, literally in a girls' locker room, and I don't know why I was in a girls' locker room, and it was the only locker room. But then it had these stalls in the middle that you just go into and, do your business. For some reason, it was right in the middle of the shower room, and that's where the drains headed to. I guess they were all like, these drains are gonna go to the same place with the water and everything. So they didn't really care. So that's what they did. They put stalls in the middle, and the showers were all there, and I could hear the leaky water, like water showers, and I could hear the running water of corals and stuff. There was a vision but it was really nothing, so I don't really remember it. And I knew I had to leave, so I just like ran around the stall. So as I found the way out, which was embarrassing. So I went to leave, and there was this girl bending over. Probably she was looking at a mirror, and I think she had lipstick or something on her thing. So she was all like, and she didn't really notice me, but I noticed her, and I was like, "Dang, you should wear longer denim skirts." So I left out of there. They put me in a cheerleading uniform. I went and I was forced into a cheerleading dance, and bam, I was out of there. Never to go back in that room ever again. I never wanted to anyway. Then after I left, my clothes changed back. And I was looking around again, and I saw this jewelry store. I go into this jewelry store. There's a nice hot man. He was Korean, and I think he came over to America. Brown hair, light brown, had his hair like in that I don't know how to say it. You have your bangs like this, and so they're only on the side, and it was short. He had like blue eyes, pretty blue eyes. They sparkled pretty. He had a denim jacket on, like a light denim, and then he had a t-shirt underneath, jeans on bottom, and he also wore tennis shoes. I remembered him as, and I was like, I want something from here, but I don't know. I didn't even know if I had money at all, but I think he barely knew English, so sometimes he was talking in Korean. Um, but he knows English, like, English is his second language. So he kind of had trouble with it, and I was like, hey, why don't I help you? And I told him like certain words that he didn't know how to say or spell or anything like that, so I helped him. And I think he like started having a crush on me because after he gave me like a free like diamond bracelet, and I wore it, and then I left. And then I found myself into a different store. And that was owned by the same person. And I was like, dang, that is cool. He owns. So the jewelry store was right here. He was right here. So it was crazy. And I was really happy about it too. So then he had bullies come over and they were making fun of him, and then they beat him up, and I didn't even know his name. I felt like Cinderella in the story where he was Cinderella. Anyway, he took me by the hand and took me to a school entrance, and the school entrance had this like square waterfall going down, and then going down to another waterfall, like stairs and stuff. One side was full of these lovers holding hands and loving each other, and then there was one over here that was barely, nobody ever talked about it, touched it. There were people on the stairs and everywhere, like a full packed high school, but I didn't even know that was down there or wherever he took me. We walked down the stream together because that was like something called, I don't know, they lovers always did it, just holding hands, met true love. This is my true love, my soulmate, the one I'm going to be with forever. And most of them were on their phones, they were taking pictures and doing videos, and they were all like giggling and having fun. Then it teleported to the ending. This trigger warning, it's very gory sounding and it's really sad. And yeah, trigger warning. If you don't want to hear this, don't listen to it. Just stop now. I don't want you to get mad. Very gory, very sad. We get onto this dragon roller coaster ride. Now, I know this sounds like it's gonna be sweet, but no. Okay, so the lovers. So there was the dragon head, right? Dragon head here. Cart number one connected with the dragon head. Next cart ride. Next cart with the tail. So lovers sit in the dragon's head, cause that's the lover spot. We are going around this ride. We get up to the tippy top, and we go sliding down, and everybody exploded. Everybody exploded. So the cart is full of blood. There is blood all over the people behind them and all over the people in front. And I don't know why it happened, but it was filled to the brim with blood. It was sloshing around as the ride kept going and going, and when it slowly stopped, that ride was shut down and nobody could go on it anymore because of it. Oh yeah, it panned out and there was like one of those box TVs and it was showing like this here is the news, and there was a roller coaster ride that has malfunctions. Everybody in the first cart just exploded, got everywhere, and now the ride is being cancelled, shut down, all that stuff. And so I'm just like this little kid watching it, and my grandma's behind me, and I'm like, dang. And that's when I woke up. That's when I woke up. So, I hope you enjoyed the dream. I don't know, like, you can like it, comment it. Like, if you don't like this content, you shouldn't have come here. Thanks for, watching. Uh, love, peace. Bye.